I just have to do this thing where I have to write to these people. It's boring.
But at least it was not boring because it said "fuck thee."
When I went to Amsterdam, though, they actually said, "Do you want hyper weed? Do you want laughable weed? Do you want mellow weed?" I was like, "Are you kidding me? There's all kinds of this weed." So I was like, "Give me laughable weed," and me and Missy did it.
You laugh your ass off?
15 minutes later, we're laughing our ass off, and I just look over at the dude that gave it to us. He's like, I could see that it worked.
Dude, I gotta go. I have to go to Amsterdam.
I was at speedball weed. You know what I mean? High 1 minute, down the next.
That's probably like shitbird's heaven, like, is to go to Amsterdam.
What's up with Scott?
You've never toured with
Scott, who is Novak's sponsor, who has been clean for 10 years, is now doing speedballs again.
I pull up into a parking the other day. I see him sitting in his Porsche. His face just went to shit. He looks like a Kurt Cobain times 20 worse.
Turns out
scabs at his face. All he wants is a lighter and a thing of water to go shoot up. And
were you scared of him?
I gave him a kiss. I said, "If there's anything I can do for you, my mother will get you in deep."
Did he know that he was in?
He started crying and took off.
Really?
Yeah. So your mentor turned into a mentor.
I have a new sponsor.
He turned into a mentor.
What else? I remember you said a bunch of other shit. Wasn't he on a bender?
That he pulled up from his mother's house. His mother's house was in a bunch of row homes. He pulled up his mother's house at 7 in the morning with no shirt, no shoes on.
No service.
Banging on the door with a thing of coke. The police come, he runs and hides, and then they come back and get him and find him with a vial of coke, and then they let him out on his own recog, and now he's just driving around his Porsche, $80,000 Porsche, sleeping in his Porsche, spending all his money.
What about his kids?
All I heard was recog.
The daughter moved back right up around here.
What do you mean the daughter?
Remember he had that daughter that lived around here?
Yeah, the 14-year-old.
Yeah, she moved back around here. She totaled the car. She had
around Westchester?
Was she
no, in
promiscuous?
Baltimore.
Well, we're not in Baltimore.
She's fucking 14, you pedophile. She moved back up here. She totaled her car because she had GHB and alcohol and cocaine in her, just like her father.
She did?
Yeah.
She's fucking 14.
Yeah.
She chose to do GHB, or someone gave
Look
it
at
to
my
her?
father and look at me. Christ.
Who's
how did it happen?
GHB is fucked up, dude. That like freezes. What is that? That freezes your muscles up, huh?
It's a date rape drug.
I was actually going to ask, what is GHB?
Isn't that for like muscle lifters to put your
That's what you're
muscles
getting
asleep
tomorrow.
when you're fucking? That's what you're getting tomorrow, bitch.
People use GHB a lot as the date rape drug, because if you give enough of it to someone, it's an amnesiac, so they'll just forget everything that's been happening. So that's what you give to people.
So how much?
I've heard. That's what you give to people.
So how much will that be?
Oh, yeah,
how much is that?
Yeah, Doc.
Dude, I thought you put that
Depends on the body size of the person. For a 14-year-old girl, one tab, man. How does she have GHB in her system?
I mean, I didn't do the investigation.
They sell that shit in Gatorade bottles outside pizza places.
Don't they put
That's a secret ingredient in vitamin water.
What's pizza shop?
Lots of them. Why? Oh, yeah.
Just kidding.
Because I want a slice of pizza. Oh, yeah.
That's one. That and crystal meth. It's just too late for me to start a new fad. I have enough addictions.
What does crystal meth feel like, Novak?
Never did it.
Never did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Meth?
Oh.
Never did it.
I did meth one time by an accident.
I've done meth.
I was with UC from the 69 Eyes, and we were in Finland, and we thought it was booger sugar, and we did it on the boat.
What did it do to you?
From Finland to Sweden, and we were just up for 2 days straight. And
Was it miserable?
well, we did a line of what should be coke, but if you do meth, it should be like that small. So, so we did a whole lot, dude. I was just so wide awake for 2 days straight. It was
Hating life.
it was fun at first, and then like when I wanted to go to bed, I was like down in flames.
Yeah, totally. I can't say I did.
I could see that, Bam. I've been there.
Just me with coke. That's how I am with coke. Like, I do coke for 2 days and just want to come down and want to murder myself.
Yeah, you were up for 4 days, and then you started threatening me that I was humping your girlfriend. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I know.
That was the worst.
Yeah, it was in the Hobbit hole.
That was
I went down to
worst.
Yeah, I went
he
down to
was
go
that
get
crazy,
beer, and I
too.
can't remember if she went with me or not. And she might have, she might not have. I was so blacked out that he was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like flipping out. He was up for 4 days.
He had these big swords. Remember, Missy? He had these big swords, and he remanded that me and him was sitting here.
Remanded?
Yeah, I have a sword on the wall, and I got it out, and I was playing around with it, and
In
he
this
thought I was
room.
gonna fuck his head head up and chop it off.
Didn't you think he was gonna like stab you?
Yeah, after 4 days.
All I wanted to do was listen to him songs. You
Why
little
in
hoe.
this room?
I think I
Because
remember
it's
that.
the radio room.
There's a million radio rooms.
I think I sobered up.
Do you know how
and
much?
remembered that.
If the police came and like took blood samples, they would catch me in 5 fucking seconds.
You
Like,
don't think like that.
Yeah, just
After
do it.
4 days.
I watched those CSIs.
Oh, which ones you? I watched one
With
today.
the bullet going into the bladder.
CSI, that never happens. Only on that TV show.
You know what? I bet you rarely they find like
Never,
hair
ever.
samples and shit. They just try to bust your balls because they
Never.
know damn well that you were there.
Yeah.
And they're like, we found a piece of your hair at the scene of the crime. What do you go? All right, I'm guilty. What the fuck?
Never, dude.
You know,
You could have actually been like fucking your girlfriend against that tree, and then 2 days later some murder happens, and
Seriously.
there you go. You're screwed.
if you just stick to your guns and say like, look, I wasn't there. I don't know what you're talking about. You say that you found a hair sample, but you didn't. Like, they're not gonna catch you. I bet.
That's so frustrating, dude. Well, anyway, what is it? Cum scene investigation?
Novak, you want to hear some speedball rock?
Oh, that's a fact. If I were ever, well, I have shot heroin, so
It's
I
called
can't say.
Self Love 6.
Okay.
What are you
It
reading?
says-
What are you reading?
This is the medical report from
Jen.
Brandon's last
I swallowed.
emergency room visit.
I swallowed on my vomit, and I was breathing 4 breaths when everyone's supposed to breathe. How many breaths?
At least like 12.
12. So I was 4 seconds away from death. 4 breaths away from
It
death.
says
You're an
history
idiot.
of present illness. Mr. Novak is a 29-year-old man with past medical history of substance abuse as well as previous admissions for drug overdose who was brought to the emergency department today from the light rail where he was found unresponsive. According to people on the scene, there was some question about the patient sliding out of his chair and getting his neck caught on a scarf. Initially reported as an attempted hanging, however, when I spoke to the officer, he said he did not think this was an attempted hanging. Past medical history, significant for IV heroin as well as methadone abuse.
You're hell.
Social history, this is interesting. The patient is homeless. His mother works here at Mercy Hospital and has been notified of the patient's presence here in the hospital. There is a history of ongoing heroin and methadone abuse. There's also a history of tobacco and alcohol use.
Anybody got a knife? I'm gonna make a bowl out of this can.
What else?
What's the real important shit that happened to me in the hospital?
Dr. Cuban.
All right. Well, you were not breathing enough, and you were not breathing well because you had, swallowed your own vomit and choked on your own vomit, and your vomit was in your lungs.
Wait a minute. You were there when Brandon Novak arrived at the hospital.
Yeah.
I was not there when he arrived. I saw him in the ICU, and then
Did
afterwards
you
we
know
came
him
forward.
yet?
Yeah, I knew Brendan.
He knows my mom. He lives right in the corner.
I knew Brendan from before.
They had me on life support for 2 minutes.
Every girl's a whore, but my mother's not. And if you say different, then I'll fuck you up.
She's a sweetheart.
But my father will tell you the same. She is a whore.
No, the medical team was presenting his case, and I heard the story, and then I was like, wait, what's this guy's name? They said it was Brandon Novak. I was like, I know Brandon.
And then what?
Well, then I went to go see him at that point, and the first time I saw him, he had, the tube down his throat, and he was knocked out. He was sedated and paralyzed, so he didn't know I was there. And then I saw him when he woke up, and he thought he had been there for like 12 hours. He'd been there for 3 days.
Jesus Christ. You're a piece.
Getting better.
But, yeah, Brandon was, he was in the ICU. He was critically ill. He was close to death. We had to intubate him. We had to breathe for him with a mechanical
How many
ventilator.
times did I overdose in 1 month?
How many times have you overdosed in 1 month?
Yeah.
I don't know. How many times have you overdosed in 1 month?
I thought you might know. I don't know.
I have not been taking you seriously.
Only you know.
Oh, I know at least 4.
He's polite. I'll tell you that.
He's polite.
Are you a shitbird part 2?
No, I just thought you were really polite tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How come it sounds like we're in a hallway?
Oh, dude. Come on, man.
Let's
Talk
rock
to
this
Novak.
party up.
All right, come on, let's bring some
Talk to
energy.
Novak. You got Novak's doctor in the room.
Okay.
He saw Novak come in there.
Shitbird, you got a
basically
question?
dead, right?
Shitbird, you got a question for me?
I have a question.
Or Chad, you have a question for
Why
me?
would somebody put a hiney hoagie shit fucking on Mike Haynes' front porch?
That's a stupid.
That really happened tonight.
Wait, what happened?
Somebody
And
shit.
and Hayne was blaming me. He's like, "Why you putting fucking shit in hoagies and then delivering it to my doorstep?" I'm like, "I didn't, dude."
Does he want to fight you?